What's up, family? Happy Friday. Hopefully, everybody's doing good. Just making a little live rant video before I go work out. Just seeing what's going on the Instagram. Not gonna be on here that long, but figured I do this now before I'm exhausted later. So Anyways, the weekend's here. Weather's warm. Events are happening. Let me know what you're doing in the comment section, whether you're live or you're not live. Let me know what you got going on with your family. Let me know what you got going on with any specific money moves. I see um, Bitcoin is going back up, and I see everybody's having a good time talking about Elon Musk. But when he says something, about Bitcoin, it can go up and go down. Unpredictable, just like the stock market can be. But interesting stuff. I find it to be interesting because, like I said, I first time I heard about Bitcoin was Dr. Royce Watkins back in 2017. And that was a monumental year for me. I started a new job and I was talking to people less. And I find that it's funny for a lot of people, if they speak to more people, they learn a lot and they take more actions when it comes to certain things. For me, I'm the exact opposite. When I'm around less people, and especially in the age of, digital education, like 2017 was the time I was just listening to more YouTube videos than anything before. I was talking to less people because of the new job I was at, one, and then two, when I started it was the winter time. So, the winters in Virginia could be, mild, or sometimes they could just really suck. It just depends on the situation. But usually nothing compared to New York or like Illinois or Minnesota or anything of that nature. But that was the year I started taking my investing more seriously. My first investment account that I opened up was in 2007. It was an individual retirement account. And people in my family didn't talk about investments like that. Outside of maybe becoming a homeowner, that was the discussion of investments, but nobody was talking the stock market. Nobody was talking individual retirement accounts. People weren't even talking about 401ks, and that was still the era where you had the generation of people retiring. It was like to me, it was like the last generation of people during the 2010 time frame of people who actually were able to still retire from a job before the whole 401k thing really went into full swing. So with most corporations, so people were able to retire from jobs and actually have a pension. That was the baby boomer generation and the generation before them. They were, people born in the 1930s and 40s and 50s and 60s. Were the last generations to really have a time where they could have a real pension. Before everything transferred over to the 401k, where you're making your monthly contributions and your employer matches it up to a certain percentage. It's getting put out there in the stock market and different bonds and things of that nature. And, it's really not meant for anybody to truly live off of, in my personal opinion. But it's a good asset to have at the end of the day. Just like any other asset, it just depends on how you treat it. I'm not going to give out any financial advice. I do what I do, and you got to do what you do, and you got to talk to the financial professionals to figure out what you want to do. Anyways, I digress. But yeah. So, anyways, back to me. Because before then, I and that's what I said. I'm not going to talk anything bad about. I'm not going to dog a 401k because it's better than nothing. There are countries where people work their whole lives and there's no investment systems, and that's why a lot of times people who immigrate to the United States or parts of Europe, um, actually they do well because they come from environments where there are no 401ks. There are no opportunities to really truly invest in the stock market and in bonds. So they developed saving mechanisms, and saving mechanisms. And if they get real estate, they know how much of a precious asset that is. And in today's economy, we see how much of a precious asset real estate truly is. But we've seen that it's always been one, and then two. Even before the pandemic, you had the gentrification going on, and for the people that weren't keeping real estate in their family, keeping it up, they got gentrified out of communities. Um, so, anyways, my point at the end of the day is that it's good to have one, because my first 401k I actually had was in 2005. And then actually, it's funny, when I left that job, I actually, because I opened up the year I left that job in 2007, what was it? I transferred that 401k money into my individual retirement account. And then with my new job, I started a new 401k, and then I just kept that until I transferred over to, you transferred over to various different jobs and whatnot. And I've utilized that money to maintain real estate, to put it into Bitcoin, to put it in my business. Not all of it, but a certain percentage, especially during the pandemic. I had the opportunity to utilize some of that in order to buy some more tax liens and whatnot. If you don't know what tax liens are, every state except the state of West Virginia actually has, you have to pay taxes on your property, even in Texas and whatnot, all over the South, everywhere. I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why West Virginia is I guess one would say, a retirement friendly state, because if you don't have to pay, I mean, imagine having a property, you only have to worry about insurance, the mortgage is paid off, no personal property taxes. So, you're saving a lot of money, because that's, so, I mean, I've never been to West Virginia. I don't want to live in West Virginia, but hey, if somebody likes the country life, nothing wrong with that, and you want to be able to have a property that doesn't have a mortgage on it, and you don't have to worry about personal property taxes, might be the state for you. Just like a lot of times people move to foreign countries because they don't want to be pay taxes and whatnot. When they live in those foreign countries, they'll pay no taxes or they'll pay less taxes, depends on where they live at. That's why more and more people are becoming more international nowadays. Anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. But because at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you, do what's best for your family, and you go from there. But anyways, that's why I implore everybody to have as many places with not only you can save money, and I think this decade is very important for people to save money and invest money, and learn how to invest money, and to take any specific course if you need, get any mentor that you need in regards to that, because a lot of people took a beating uh, financially this last year, or they just maintained, and then a lot of people thrived this last year because of their creativity and because they increased their intelligence on all sorts of investments and things of that nature. But anyways, I one thing I just implore families to do is to have, when it comes to money, have those kind of conversations. Like I always say, just like you compared to talking about entertainment and sports and whatnot. That's why I love the now you have the movement where they've made, especially celebrities have made being financially literate cool. And I'm happy about that, because a lot of times people won't listen to anybody else unless a celebrity says it. Unfortunately, that's kind of sad in my personal opinion, but I leave it alone. But yeah, it's like they've made it, investing cool, having stocks and cryptocurrency is cool. Owning a business is cool. Owning real estate and passing it down is cool, which is good. Having insurance policies is cool. Life insurance policies is cool. And I love that. It's not about flossing. This is about leaving some sort of generational wealth for your family members. It's not about the whole I got to show off nonsense. To me, that's high school culture. And the adult trying to show off and act like they're all that's high school culture. I grew out of that a long time ago. I mean, I really, because we, as people, we all have those moments where we want to show off and show skills, show off our significant other. People want to show the kids off. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're always constantly trying to get attention and whatnot, that just, in a negative way, that's just, to me, that's just kind of childish. But I'll leave that alone. But anyways, yeah, I see Dogecoin went up. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's a great thing that people are, involved, and like I said, you got there, you know, it's being publicized on a regular basis for people to be a part of financial culture now, and that's why, that's why I got the hashtag Make Money Moves behind my shirt. It says, "Or live broke like a fool," because that's the time frame we're living in now. 2021 to 2030. It's going to really show the people that not only took financial education, either they took it for granted or they took advantage of it, and no one can make, that's a personal choice. It's like, because it's like, to me, financial literacy is like kind of like working out. Education is kind of like working out. You got to do something every day to contribute to it, even when you're off days, like when you not working out. You still want to try to eat healthy. You know what I mean? Because you got to give your body a rest, just like you got to give your mind a rest and whatnot. So, but you still got to, give yourself a little something. It's like, usually I listen to mostly YouTube, but then some days I, take some time off and I watch something funny on television, And that's the same thing with working out. Like, yeah, I work out from Monday through Friday. Like, today's my last day. I'm ending it off. But the weekends, I still like to eat healthy and whatnot, so I don't feel lethargic on Monday, and things of that nature. So at the end of the day, we're living in a time frame where if you're not trying to make money moves, then you're going to be, like I said, I got nothing but love and respect. One thing I can see, more and more people on social media, they got their Cash Apps out, they got their PayPals out, they got their websites up. Um, Everybody and their mother, for the most part, is doing business, and more power to them. Everybody's taking advantage of that, of business. One, not only that, they're taking advantage of tax incentives. Because when you own a business, you got an opportunity to get more tax write-offs and things of that nature. So I'll leave it at that. But on that note, family, hopefully y'all have a great day. I'm about to get this workout knocked out and my week off so I can get back to business. And as I always say, make money moves or you will live broke like a fool. Take care, family.